champagne, please.
Yes, of course. Excuse me, thank you.
More champagne, Sir Piers. How was that?
Great. Can't be many men you can use to time a pan of soft-boiled quail's eggs. 55 seconds. Perfect.
Less than a minute, eh? Getting quicker. Yeah, well, I suppose I better go outside and mingle with these polyester-clad peasants who are cluttering up my drawing room. God, look at all those man-made fibres. Every time I shake hands, I get an electric shock. Sarah, what are these people?
Oh, they're your constituents. Some of them, my friend.
My what, humans?
Constituents. People you're supposed to help and advise.
Well, darling, I'd willingly help this lot, but unfortunately euthanasia is illegal in this country. Come on.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Quail's egg? I go over myself. There's one constituent with a really large problem that you could solve with a flick of your pen.
Darling, I've told you 100 times I'm not wasting £300,000 on an indoor equestrian centre for you.
Why not?
Because I know you. You'll only use it once. It's like that ocean-going yacht you made me waste £1 million on. Whatever happened to that?
It ran out of petrol. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Anyway, you didn't really buy that yacht for me. You bought it to run arms at West Beirut. 5 swarthy terrorists that I met on board.
I bet you got on really well with them, didn't you?
Yeah, really well indeed. In fact, if I ever need to hardboil an ostrich egg...
Yes, Piers, I just heard the most awful thing.
What?
You know there's going to be an election within the next 18 months.
Is it really, Piers? Quickly, alert the press. Quick.
Mr. Mustard?
Yes, what?
Would it be too, impossibly rude of me to ask why you haven't held a single surgery since 1988?
No, not at all. No more rude than it would be for me to say that your skin makes General Noriega look like Katie Boyle. And that your breath would disgrace a 2,000-year-old mammoth who'd just been thawed out after 1,000,000 years underneath the Siberian tundra. And whose last meal before he died was 5 tons of garlic. There. Now when you tell your friends you've never been so insulted, you'll be telling the truth, won't you?
I've got to talk to you.
Piers, would you like a champagne cocktail?
Yes, please, Alan.
There. Go away. Hello.
Hello.
I am, of course, Alan Bastard. That's right, the MP. And you're the only creature in this room that doesn't resemble one of Dr. Frankenstein's failed experiments. What's your name?
Cher.
Cher. How delightful. Named after the rock singer, film star, and plastic surgery enthusiast. Tell me, have you ever slept with an MP?
No, but I'm hoping to quite soon.
Really? Well, you won't be disappointed.
I haven't been so far.
My favourite...
Can you see that man talking to Sarah?
Yes, I can, Piers. But unfortunately, you can't. Why don't we pop upstairs one day? I've got a large collection of magazines.
300 grand? I'd build a equestrian centre for 200. Cash. And I know where you could get a good stallion to go with it.
So you'd really put it up for me?
Just ask.
How long would it take?
As long as you like, Mrs. Bastard.
Oh, Sarah.
I'll call you tomorrow.
Mr. Price, is it true that you're engaged to be married?
Aye, I am. She's a lovely, innocent lass, but, well, you and me, we're people of the world. A small, discreet liaison. The hell's she doing talking to him?
Apparently, once they've got the gerbil out of the cold...
What do you think you're at, Mister?
Do you mind? I'm speaking to this delectable young lady.
That's my bloody fiancée.
Well, then you should be gratified that someone as important and influential as myself should be speaking to the woman of a nobody. Who is he, anyway?
I'm Ken Price. And you'd know that if you spent more than 5 minutes a year in your bloody constituency.
Well, 5 minutes a year is too long to spend with loud-mouthed cradle snatchers living here.
At least I live in constituency. At least I can find my way around Alton Price without the use of a guide dog. At least my business is based in Yorkshire and benefits Yorkshire.
Don't tell me you run a flourishing chain of tripe shops.
I own Price-Wise Builders, the biggest house builders in the north.
Oh, so you're responsible for that estate of vile little stacker pleb maisonettes that's ruined my view across the moors.
Affordable homes for tomorrow's families.
Oh, absolutely, until they've saved up enough money to buy something more substantial, like a cardboard box.
Listen, chum, You'll be laughing on the other side of your smarmy face next week when Pricewise Builders goes public and I bank 50 million quid.
You're going public? Well, in that case, you can't possibly marry him share.
Why not?
Well, you'd become share price. And you'd hate to have his friends in the city gossiping about his share price going down, wouldn't you?
Now folk can gossip about XMP for Halton Price going down.
What do you mean, XMP?
Well, if you'd bothered to attend your constituency executive meeting, you'd know you'd been deselected. I'm going to be next MP for Halton Price.
We were wondering how to break it to you.
Alan, you've got to listen to me.
What is it, Piers? What is it?
Ken Price is going to be the new MP for Halton Price.
Piers. Yes, well, you see, Piers booked the tickets. I had no idea Stevenson's rocket was still running. So I should be with you within, 2.5 days. Now, look, Ken Price, there must be some dirt you can get on him. Yeah, well, why am I paying you $5,000 a month then, Chief Constable? Well, the same to you. Look, what are you doing? Get these off my chair.
I was just checking some stamps that I bought at the Harrogate Stamp Fair yesterday.
Really? Yeah! What?
Look, this one. I bought it in a mixed packet for £10 and it got 2 more perforations on the left-hand side than it has on the right.
Well, that should knock the golf prices off the front pages, shouldn't it?
No, I don't understand. That means it's worth over £5,000.
Really? Really? What are all those in there?
Oh, these are my most precious stamps. The stamps in this little book are worth over £500,000.
What?
Yes, you see this one? Daddy bought it before the war for just pennies. And it's now worth over £100,000, and that's tax-free capital gain.
Piers, why are you suddenly making sense?
Because Julian Whittaker told me.
Wait. Julian Whittaker? You've got a junior minister at the Treasury giving you financial advice?
Yes, well, you see, we're both in the Parliamentary Stamp Club.
I see, so you're friends.
No, not anymore. I hate him. Because I'm running against him for Stamp Club president.
Well, he must be terrified. I mean, he's just a highly thought-of ex-Balliol College economist who's widely tipped to succeed Badger Lamont as Chancellor. Whereas you're a cretin.
Exactly. And he won't have time to write an election speech as clever as mine, because he'll be too busy with the budget.
Of course, the budget's coming up, isn't it?
Alan, do you want to hear my best stamp joke?
Piers, I'd rather have my penis removed surgically without anaesthetic.
Well, I'm going to tell you anyway.
All right.
Knock, knock!
I've heard it. Let's have some coffee instead, shall we? There we are, Piers. Get some of that down you. Quick! Quick, Piers, quick! Oh, no, Piers. Your jacket's blown out of the window.
Oh, no, my jacket! My stamps!
It's all right, Piers. Look, it's got hooked onto the next carriage.
Where?
Just there. Why don't you go ahead and get it?
Oh, all right.
Thank you, Piers. Hello, Piers. Well, there's a chap who got out of the train the wrong side this morning. Wasn't it lucky we were so near to one of my hospitals? Now, I have to warn you, it won't be cheap, but it will be jolly expensive. And guess who's come to see you? No. No, not Postman Pat. Julian Whittaker, all the way from the Stamp Club.
Whittaker! I came as soon as I heard. I suppose this means you won't be running for Stamp Club president now.
Well, I don't think he'll be running for anything for a while. Still, there's always next year, eh, Piers?
No, there isn't. Once I'm in power, I'm going to abolish these piffling annual Stamp Club elections and become president for life. Only a strong leader can take the parliamentary Stamp Club into the 21st century, meet the challenge of new currencies, shapes and adhesives. Do you know, Bastard, the Japanese are developing an edible stamp.
I know a nouvelle cuisine restaurant in London that's already serving them up.
I see a nation of stamp collectors. Men and women, old and young. People discovering the joys and camaraderie of stamp collecting for themselves. Buying and selling. Vast swapping rallies. A huge organisation with me as president.
What do you want, Piers? All right, fair enough. Nurse, my friend here says he'd like a dangerously violent enema, please. Sorry, my mistake. 2 violently dangerous enemies, please.
I suppose I'd better be toddling. Bye, Fletcher Dervis.
Whittaker, before you go, I've got some stamps here. My uncle left them to me. I was going to give them to Piers to help him restart his collection, but after hearing you speak, I think you ought to have them.
That's awfully white of you.
Obviously, I'd expect a fair price. Uncle Percy always said that this one was rather valuable.
Oh, yes. It might be worth a few £100. Have to get stuck into Stanley Gibbons.
Julian, what you do in your private life has nothing to do with me.
My Stanley Gibbons stamp catalogue.
Oh, sorry, silly me. Well, look, Jules, why don't you take them home, have a look, see what you think, and I'll pop by your place a little later.
Oh, fine.
Bloody hell!
I've got his voice back at least. Oh. It's third on the right, down the corridor. Hello, Etienne. Get me Sir Alistair. I've got a red-hot tip. Well, it can't be, not already. It's only lunchtime. Well, get me someone who can stand unaided. Yes, John Suchet will be fine. I'll hold. Ken Price, you are a dead man. Took rather a long time, didn't it? You're sacked. Maggie! Love the trouser suit. Oh, sorry, Heseltine, didn't know it was you.
Alan Bassard. Stella Crossman, economics correspondent, Independent Television News.
Well, how do you do? Please.
I'm here because John Suchet has had a tip.
I knew he was Jewish.
To say that you spent part of last night with Julian Whittaker.
Oh, this is outrageous. Just because I have spent a couple of hours in the home of a well-known chutney ferret.
Really? I didn't know he was like...
God, yes, screaming.
In that case, I'm even keener to know what you were doing at his flat till 2 a.m. this morning, the day before Budget Day.
Look, if you must know, Julian was just valuing some old stamps that have been left me. He's very high up in the Parliamentary Stamp Club.
Yes, I have read the cutting.
I was going to sell the stamps and use the money to build half a dozen start-up homes in a spare piece of farmland I own in Horton Price. Because, as you probably know, the lack of affordable accommodation for working-class villagers is a subject very close to my heart.
I find that difficult to believe.
Oh, well, it's true. The last time I had a barbecue, I had to bust the wretched waitresses in from Leeds.
Oh. Well, I suppose a starred good deed story must have some rarity value. When are you going to start this building work?
When, indeed. I said I was going to build them. But there's no point building anything, not now that...
Not now what?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all, please. Please, forget I said anything. Where are my manners? Let me get you a drink. Waiter! Owen! David! Couple of drinks over here, will you?
Is that who I think that is?
Yes, a tragic end to a glittering political career.
How amazing!
No, he's actually very good. He's very knowledgeable on claret. One tip, though. Never ask him to organise a party. Why are we talking about him? We should be talking about us. Stella. You are a very attractive woman.
Yes, I know. Why aren't you going to build these houses now? Is it something Whittaker's told you? Something to do with Tuesday's budget?
No. No.
Then what? I won't let go, Alan. I'm the most tenacious journalist at ITN. I'll follow you round. I'll camp on your doorstep.
All right. All right. I can never resist you hard-boiled, power-dressed career women. This is it. Badger Lamont is going to abolish tax relief on mortgage repayments.
He's what? But that will decimate the building industry.
Don't talk to me about it. One of my constituents is the biggest house builder in the north.
This is dynamite.
Yes, I know.
If it's the truth.
Oh, charming. That's charming. You deliberately use your sexuality to get me to betray a confidence, and then you call me a liar. Watch this. Jules!
Alan, have you thought about the offer I made last night?
Yes, I have. And as I told you last night, I'm just not that sort of boy.
150,000 for your uncle's stamps.
Oh, that? Oh, Julie, I don't know. 50,000. I mean, maybe I should get Piers Fletcher Dervish to give me a second opinion.
Fletcher Dervish? What does he know about stamps? It's all he can do to find his own backside with 2 hands. Look, no one in Parliament knows more about stamps than me. Sell me those stamps, and when I'm president for life...
Well, Julie, be more discreet. There may be other stamp club members present, people who aren't so keen on the idea of abolition.
I don't care who hears. Abolition is the only answer if we're to go into the 21st century with any sort of confidence. Now, what about my offer? I'll go up to 60,000. I've got the money here.
All right. I'll bring the stamps round later.
Excellent. Excellent.
Well, did you see that?
God, he's so brazen. And did I see money change hands?
No, not at all. As if Julian Whittaker would ask me to speculate in shares for him on the eve of the budget.
God. This'll be the lead story on the 5:40 news.
No, wait, stand up. I thought we were going to have mad, passionate sex.
Sorry, Alan. Can't spare the 30 seconds right now.
Well, I didn't think we were going to do it twice.
'80s was a decade of greed, hypocrisy and immorality, personified by Bastard. I want Ken Price 90s to be a decade of caring, responsible, honest Toryism.
Is that what you tell them at the selection committee?
Aye. And believe me, silly buggers. God, this is great. I've got Bastard's seat. I'm just about to have his wife. And tomorrow I'll have 50 million quid.
Hello, Sarah.
Bloody hell, and share!
Oh, I quite forgot I asked her for tea. Anyone in?
Ken! Sarah, what are you doing?
Yes, sweetie, I'm only protecting you.
Ken, how could
Share.
you?
Compared to some of the things Alan makes me do.
Share, this is not what it looks like.
Bastard!
Share!
Don't worry, she'll be back.
No, she won't. I know her. She's proud, that one. I must go after her.
That's the worst thing you can possibly do. Believe me. Send her a really expensive present tomorrow when you're a multi-millionaire. Few girls can resist a Ferrari stuffed full of diamonds and caviar.
Maybe you're right.
Let's watch a video. Get us back in
Shares in building companies are expected to plummet following the leak that mortgage interest tax relief will be abolished in the budget on Tuesday.
What about
In the
this?
studio joining me is Alan Bastard.
Shut up, you silly bitch.
Mr. Bastard, did Julian Whittaker actually tell you outright that the Chancellor intends to abolish mortgage relief at a stroke?
No, he didn't, no. At least I don't think he meant to. It just sort of slipped out while he was making homosexual advances to me. Advances which I, of course, rejected.
Do you think that this leak will have a damaging effect on the flotation tomorrow of Price-Wise Properties, which is owned by your constituent, Kenneth Price?
Well, I think it's bound to. The way I see it, there's no point offering your company to the public just when building shares are going down the toilet. If I'm a Ken Price, I'd postpone the whole thing, but of course he can't, because he'll already be committed to paying several £1 million worth of stockbroking commission. It's a tragedy. He's such a nice man. He's about to get married to such a lovely little girl, and this will destroy him. And if you're watching, Ken, I'm really sorry.
Hey, are you all right? Hello? Alan. Oh, darling. Yeah, you were fab. Of course we were watching. And Ken is a teensy-weensy bit upset. So, can I have my equestrian centre after all? Great. I'll get on to the builders tomorrow. course I won't use Ken. Oh, darling, there's been a blackout. I'll get back to you. Ken? Why have you put all the lights out? Ken? Where are you? Look, I know you're there somewhere. Ken, please. You're frightening me. Ken, where are you?
Well, I think everything went very nicely, don't you?
Absolutely, darling.
Couldn't have been better. One for you.
Thank
One for
you.
little Piers. And one for me. Cheers.
Yes. You got your seat back, I got my stud.
And Piers became president of the Stamp Club after all.
Did I, Alan?
Of course you did, Piers. After Whittaker was forced to resign, you were the only one left in the election.
Yes, of course.
And you scraped in after the second recount.
What's the matter, Piers?
Well, I lost all my best stamps when Alan helped me out of the train.
Well, just you cheer up, little Piers. Because while you were lounging around in my very expensive hospital, I was scouring the stamp dealers of Britain. And I managed to replace your entire collection.
Oh, Alan.
They weren't cheap, though, Piers. Some of them were very expensive.
Oh, no, I'll pay you, Alan.
Of course you will, Piers. The invoice is in the back of the wallet.
This is wonderful. You've managed to replace every single one, and I thought 3 of them were unique.
Well, there you are, Piers. It must just be your lucky day. The spare bed. Well, Mrs. Macbeth, how should we celebrate this?
Well, I don't know about you, but I quite fancy a soft-boiled egg.
You going to be watching this, Piers?
Well,
I don't think so. Off you go.
let me down, Alan.
Be quiet, Piers. It's not going to last long.